I've got 1 week to close a client. If I don't find anyone I can sell my AI automations, agents, or vibe coding services to, I will shave my head. You will see me launch an app from idea to waitlist, MVP, and even talking to investors. But that's not all, because you will see the process of building NA10 workflows, doing sales calls, launching a new content series, and everything that happened on my birthday too. Will all of this be enough to save my hair? The rules are simple. I have 3 goals to complete this week. Close my first client for AI automations, start a 1 automation a day series, and talk with investors for MoneyMouth. You will see what MoneyMouth is later. But basically, every progress I make in each of the main point, or when I complete the sub points, I add a red dot. And eventually 3 red dots here, because there's 3 subtasks, will basically make this point number 2 complete. But if I fail to complete any of these, so if I do 2 out of 3, I will shave my head completely, and I don't want to do that. Wish me luck. Oh my god, it's 2:38 p.m. I got a meeting with Nathan, the prospect, in less than an hour. I haven't done a sales call in a while, so I have to prepare for it. But suddenly, fuck, I was working on it, preparing for it, and no electricity in the whole neighbor, I guess. Yeah, I can hear alarms going on. No way! Is that how I'm gonna lose my first client? The meeting is in 30 minutes. Can't believe this. No way, 6 minutes before the meeting and the electricity came back. Is that a sign? Nathan is in the waiting room. I'm ready to go. Yo, Nathan, can you hear me? How's it going, man? I'm Italian, from the south of Italy. Got it, makes perfect sense. No, that's not a big deal. Technically, the length of the document can be segmented, and we can use a RAG system so that the model, whatever model we use, is trained on 2 things: the information that you already have, and also when you mentioned all the pictures, it can also be trained on recognizing models that you already have described. Option number 1, as you said, is yes, migrating to Telegram. The other option is what I explained earlier, which is you have to stay in the loop. So every AI action comes through you first, and then you have to perform the last action of like sending the messages, or it becomes kind of like a personal assistant that doesn't have, it makes sense. For situations like this, it's super simple. Once we get to like one of the phases we do, once the contract is signed and we're ready to go, is a technical briefing. So we get together, we sit down again, and we ask you every single detail we need. Yeah, no worries. Let's do that. My pleasure. Have a nice day, man. Okay, it was a great call. He needs to go through the other candidates, go back to his partner, and then finalize the details with us. But it's all a matter of repetition in this business. So this is the first rep. First sales call went quite good in my opinion. So we are growing. Well, that was a great start of the week because technically I did a sales call, so progress on that. Now to detach completely from work and have no stress about thinking how the call went, I passed all the info to Francesco, and now let's get on a bike and have some fun. Whoo! Yeah, no gelato for me. This was my dinner before calling it a day. But at least day 2 started with a decent breakfast. So what do I work on today? Basically, closing my first client is as close as possible to being achieved, especially because now I have Chris, another lead, that told me he wants to discuss some more on healthcare AI agents. And so we're going to do that, but not today. Not today. We're scheduling probably for Friday, which makes me think about the fact that I can work on point number 3, which is talking with investors for MoneyMouth. So all the subtasks that I have to do, I can start working on them today. But what is MoneyMouth? MoneyMouth is this platform that allows you to tokenize your future, your value, not just a single app. It's just you, your potential, and people believing in that potential, betting with their money on that potential, which is why the name of the app. It's put your money where your mouth is. That's why MoneyMouth. Me and Momo started working on this already, and there's a waitlist that we have done through Plan My App. Let me show you. You can read a bit more here about the app. You can read a bit more about us, and then you can simply put your email and join the waitlist. This is what we have right now. This is the inside of Plan My App, not just the waitlist. And it's an app built by Momo. Allows you to literally have all the possible details about a simple idea. And it breaks it down into a project score, into like overview, product, market, execution, finance, timeline, and also the prompts to actually vibe code the app. So start building the app practically. This is the perfect example of why MoneyMouth is needed, because Momo, with just even 5 figures, we're not talking about $100,000, even $10,000-$20,000, he would kill the market. Distribution strategies, content, literally everything you might possibly need, as well as tools for you to use directly. And it's just one of the sections in here. I can tell you all the expenses you can expect to build something like this, but the problem is he's bootstrapping it, and it's not an idea that requires some millions of dollars to build. Just a tiny bit of budget to sustain the expenses, to run some marketing campaigns, and he's set. That's the same story for a lot of solo founders and indie hackers. So the executive summary is ready, and I got it here for our first investor to check with some real data, with the execution plan, some comparable things, the offer to the investor, and blah blah blah. Like a few things, a 4-pager document that acts as an executive summary. But one thing that was really useful to me, and that you'll find it useful as well to understand what we're building here, is this. MoneyMouth explained as, for a 5 years old to understand it. Picture a giant Lego playground. Big Friend is one lead investor who give us money to buy the Lego boards and to buy the Lego pieces from the kids. The kids can build whatever they want, and they are the equivalent of the solo founder, and have a jar of 1 million marbles called founder tokens. The investors can buy this marble for pennies, and an AI plus smart contract keeps track of everything that happens. And there's also playground tickets if you want to be involved in the whole ecosystem rather than the individual ones. This is how we stay out of trouble and how everything is organized for scalability. Here's a timeline of everything that's going to happen, and like this is who can do what, which is, I guess, the most clear thing out of this whole explanation. This is what we need to pull it off, and yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. We had to move fast, so I started working on the executive summary. And 1 hour later, executive summary was ready, just like the waitlist, so I updated the whiteboard. For every dot I'm putting here, my haircut is 10% safer. Let's keep going. It's May 15th, 2 a.m. Just came back from a date with my girlfriend, and it's my birthday. First birthday, and my whole life I'm so much locked in. And with almost no money left, the city it's just me. I love it. I love the grind. I love the process. I feel very inspired and grateful to have the opportunity to do this and share it with other people. Nothing changes. It's just a number. My motivation stays the same. You keep building. Not the birthday gift I wanted. Having connection issues all morning. I can't download a file to upload the weekly video from last week. I fortunately don't have meetings, but everything is so slow. Okay, I'll take it easy. It will be better. So with the connection back, I was able to upload all files of the days before so that my editor can start working on it. But one thing that I want to work on is this. There's a lot of people that keep asking on their videos link to the Discord, which is something that, as you know, I already started last week. In fact, I didn't expect this, like, such a success with this, but I got 48 email subscribers, of which 26 also clicked confirm. So yeah, but I have access to 48 different emails essentially. I just know 26 will not land in spam for sure. But this is the moment for me to craft that email that I already crafted. I just have to send it, but I didn't because I didn't think about the sequence after it. So now I have to put some thoughts into that because it's really essential. I need to activate that newsletter as soon as possible. That's, I think, what I'm going to work on right now. Building a form on NA10 that would be part of the sequence while using add-in to coordinate and my focus and my productivity. But now, a quick snack break. So after a couple hours, the workflow is ready. It's very simple. on form submission creates the contact, like the member inside of the newsletter, or if it exists, it just updates it. Then I format date and time that I get from here, and I put everything into a Google Sheet that looks like this. I did some tests with everything, and like all the columns are mapped to represent a specific intent or what they're looking for. I didn't keep this in ConvertKit because the module for ConvertKit in N8N sucks. Like, you can create custom fields, but you can't modify the custom fields for each user. That's very weird. I checked in the documentation and it's not available. So I could have added tags, but there's some answers that are multiple answers, some questions that have multiple answers. So I didn't want to create a tag for each possible thing and mapping a lot of ifs or and thens inside of N8N. I decided, let's own the data myself inside of a Google Sheet as well, so that I have a duplicate. Whatever happens on my ConvertKit, I have everything in Google Sheet, which if I want to migrate from ConvertKit, it's also a good thing to have everything in my own sheet. So that's more or less what I worked on today. So now I can attach the link of the form to the email, the first email, send the email to the existing subscribers, which are 50, and then see how many join the Discord and see the sheet populate with info. It's 11:55 p.m., which means 5 more minutes into my birthday. Been spending time playing games with my best friend. She came here to have dinner together and just spend some time. Now I got like 2 more hours to do some work. Have to move some clips around to the drive as always, but at the same time I think I'll be able to send the email. On day 4 I didn't feel like getting off my bed, but I had to. I want to see the results of the first email. That would be a great way to start the day if I got some interesting numbers. So 28 received, 15 open, and 8 clicked, which means if I go here to the sheet, I should see 8, right? Yeah, exactly. I actually see 7. So one of them clicked, got on the form, but didn't complete the form, which to me is a great number. Like, out of 8 people that received the link, the invite, and clicked on that, weren't discouraged by the form, they completed it and joined the server. And also, honestly, like a 53% open rate, it's quite good. As I was catching up with Momo on the progress for MoneyMouth, I noticed he had something for me.
Bro, I completely get where you're coming from, and I was already kinda in like a smaller way thinking about this today while I was building the app, let's say, for you. Because there are also so many founder Discord servers that this can...
Looks like my birthday gift is here 1 day later. Momo sent me this message: birthday gift is ready, hope you like it. It's not optimized to scale. I've tested it locally and everything works. Still need to set you up as an admin. Okay, I can also set it up on the Vibe.builders, but let's have a look. Oh, here it is. Look at this. The Vibe Builders, a community where founders connect, grow, and share their progress. Love it. Top project by our builders. No way. Momo made this whole thing for me. That's crazy. Wow, love that. This is amazing. And that's something that, you know, is out of, you know, the scope of what we were building together, because I also want to show you the MVP that Momo made. And I want to see how that looks too, but this is just something external from that. Thank you, Momo. This is amazing. Love that. So this is MoneyMouth. Invest in founders, not just projects. Okay, I can see some notification popping up in here. Why MoneyMouth? Invest in people, transparent growth, verified identity, how it works, what people are saying. Okay, so we got a few things in here. Let's say I am an investor. Like, I can log in here. Great. Now let me see everything works here too, and I want to see the inside of what the whole thing would look. So this is the founder dashboard. View your token performance, recent investors, and upcoming calls. So these are of course mock-up data. It's dummy data. It's not real data, obviously. But yeah, there's a lot of things that of course are coming soon, but at least it works. I can see the token performance, which is based on your performance. I can see the recent investors. So how many tokens they have, schedule calls. Okay, so I can join the calls directly from here. Latest updates, so you can see what you have achieved. Now let's have a look at the investor dashboard instead. This is what an investor would see. The amount of money invested, the total return so far, how many active founders they have, and the year-to-date growth. Okay, you can see a month-by-month thing over here of your investment activity. The distributions, so you can see a breakdown by category, monthly return, investment stages, and your top performers. You can see who you recently bought. So a double buy in Alex Johnson and one in Sara, which perfectly reflects in here, given that it's just, two people. Numbers are like not perfectly inside the box, but it's just a UI thing. It's not a big deal. You can see your allocation by founder, by category, so SaaS, AI, by time as well. You can see a leaderboard on top of the page here. You can see your portfolio and the market benchmark, how that performing. Right. Top performers is Sara. And join the call from here. Recent transactions. That's amazing. You can discover new founders in here. Wish list, holdings, your transactions. This is fucking brilliant. We built this in a few days. Honestly, Momo built this in a few days. Me and Jamie just brought the idea a bit more to life, but he made this completely autonomously. This is instead how a creator page would look like. So full stack developer and AI enthusiast. So you can see a bit more inside of that creator, how they're doing. The revenue, their expenses. Let's see if this works. View detailed financials. It does. You can see the expenses in here. Wow, this shit is huge. This shit is fucking great. Partners are a bigger deal than clients. They're very important to me. So I had to just wait. And wait a bit more. And keep waiting just a bit until... Oh, he replied. Momo replied. I see.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You could have just assumed my yes, like 100% in, no doubt.
I like this response. I have a new partner. Welcome, Momo. This feels great. My brain is exploding with ideas and can't wait to execute. In the past 24 minutes, I've been working on this agent that allows me to summarize some inputs. Again, the input is the individual row from here. One row only that represents the intent and what user is looking for. Summarizes it, gives the proper output as an input to the AI agent that then crafts, based on the system prompt and user prompt, an email that then I can use. I don't know if I want to make this automatic yet. I'm probably going to have myself in loop so that the email gets sent to me. I get a notification and then I can send the email so that I can test things a bit better. And only after that I can automate. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to approach it. Last thing I did in the day was to meet with my boy King, my editor, to make sure everything we do next is top quality. I was now ready for a great adventure. Taking a cart across the city. Yes, I had my car, but I didn't want to grab it that day because it wasn't that fun compared to this. But now I have to bring it back. Oh my god. And it came back to its family. It was a very emotional moment. All that effort and heartbreaking story with the cart that I had to bring back was for a purpose. To get cooking. Yeah, for real. Me and Francesco prepared everything we needed. Ragu, carrots for the ragu, lemons for an incredible sauce, the pizza dough itself, and some other ingredients that we needed that night. Finally back home for a little bit, but just for a little bit, because then we're gonna go back and eat everything we've prepared, me and Francesco especially. But in the meantime, got a great message here from this guy, Kamal. He says, "Hey, this is Kamal. I want to build an AI app. Can I hire you? Thanks." Now, I don't know how serious the whole thing is, so I asked for more info, but it's all good. It's great news. And here's my girlfriend. Hi. Other great news. So yeah, I'm gonna celebrate the birthday with like 2 days later tonight with my friends, and now I have to rest just a little bit. Look at this. The reason why I chose Francesco for my AI automations is because he puts the same passion he uses for making pizzas into AI. And oh my god, they were delicious. Just look at this. Best birthday gift possible from Francesco. It was a great day. Back home at 3:45 a.m. Exhausted, but it was a great day. I only have 2 days to complete all of this. I don't think I'm gonna make it, or definitely I need some luck in addition to effort for the next 2 days to complete this, or all of this hair is gonna go away. So I'll try my best, as always. And again, all of that delicious food and me staying up late affected me the day after. I can really work for days non-stop. But as soon as I don't get 7 to 8, I would say 8 to 9 hours of sleep, my ecosystem is fucked. Sleep is my main fuel. But hey, it's 12:54. Goddamn, I got a meeting with Chris right now.
Founder literally, they will have their own token that is backed by the token of the ecosystem, and we're gonna have some limits for US users for the first 2 or 3 months, where there's a specific limit on how much an investor can invest in a single person and all of that. But right now we're also considering Stripe Treasury, which is a version of records that Stripe has, which takes care of KYC, takes care of like complaints, all done by Stripe. And we have the ability to issue a card, a virtual and also a physical card, for all it's banking as a service. So you can act as a bank. So that would allow us, let's say an investor puts $1,000 into one investor, he can spin up a card for that founder to use only from that investor. And so when this happens, we can connect this through an protocol, maybe Chainlink, that tells this founder just received X amount of money, therefore their valuation of the token that represents them also increases. So the more I spend time on X, because I'm sure you know right now there's this trend of it's not a trend, it's something that always existed, but now it's gaining in popularity and kind of replacing the go-to-like content, which is build in public. So showing the full transparent version of what it takes to build a product, what it takes to like go through the struggles and all of that.
Yeah.
So
it builds brand loyalty, and everyone gets to be a part of the journey with you. So
exactly.
I mean, if you want to be an influencer, that's what you have to do now.
The meeting was good, but still a lot of talk and nothing practical achieved. There's a lot of brainstorming that goes into what I'm gonna do with Chris, if we're gonna actually work. I was organizing my add-in with daily tasks and usual stuff, and I saw that I missed a message from that guy that explained what app he wants. I want to create an application that confirms order on WhatsApp through a virtual character, which is an agent, and speaks in a natural manner. I want to automatically extract data from messages and voice messages and automatically convert them into structured data. I want to develop the project as a SaaS service. So he's asking for basically a wrapper of an agent, so wrapping an agent on some UI components and productize it. So it's absolutely doable. The agent is super simple, very fucking simple to make. What he wants is incredibly simple. The problem with the most technical part is making the SaaS, making it a SaaS that is available at scale to whoever, and also attach all the backbone to a financial layer, which is gonna be Stripe, most likely. But it's also absolutely doable. So let me keep nurturing this conversation and see if he can save my hair. Let's see that. Then I started working on the next logical step, which was getting people on a call. But not just a normal call, I also added a form before they could book a call so that I can gather more info on them and qualify them a bit more so that I have more chances at closing them. So I'm now firing those emails to the most qualified members that replied to the form and got the phone number that not gonna show right now from this guy.
WhatsApp, and yeah, I gave him all the details on what we need to build. It looks like he wants to do it, and that's my last chance to not lose this week's challenge. 24 hours left.
Day 7 starts now with good news. It's this guy, Michael. He's from this company, Go Login. It's a browser, and wants to sponsor my channel or just one video, and I don't really know, so I asked for a bit of clarification. But technically this would count as a client. It's a client. I'm delivering media services to, like social presence, right? But it's not closed yet, so we still have that problem. But let's take all problems one by one. The one automation a day series starts now. The videos are done. The editor is working on them. And then from the transcript of the video, I'm gonna make a post and a newsletter. So this will be done for sure by the end of the day. And when it comes to the cold outreach, I can also do that. For this thing, I gotta buy the domain. It's I do think I can complete all of the weekly goals, but that doesn't guarantee a client. So it would leave this main point over here with no red dot, which means no hair as well. Now focus and let's solve this issue. Okay, I agree with that. So yeah, I'm gonna work with Momo on the executive summary, the new version of it, and it's gonna be packed with data from other Vibe coders and solopreneurs that are using AI to move like 10x faster. So we lead the conversation with data and just then flip the script with, okay, now you can do this as an investor on the platform. It was a great meeting with Momo and Jamie, but the meeting with that prospect should have been at 6 p.m. but he asked me to do it later. Now, what's the current situation of the challenge? Technically, Jamie is a partner that is connecting us to his friend who's just exited his business and now wants to reinvest the money. But at the same time, Jamie wants to build AI apps. So whether he does that through our own platform that we're gonna build, or through me and Momo as contractors, as a service, does that count as a client? I have to think about that, because it doesn't feel right to me, but at the same time, it's kind of a waste if I don't consider this a business relationship. It's confusing, so just let me eat to compensate. The meeting has been postponed to tomorrow. So no sales call today, no client today, unless, again, I count the positive result of the conversation with Jamie as a client, technically. I guess you guys will decide. It's, 30 minutes past midnight, which means week 7 is over. Before I show you what happened and what the situation is, I started reaching out using Contact Out. It's a software that I have and allows me to search for leads based on multiple inputs that I can provide, and I can create campaigns directly from here. As you can see, I used it for my NFT software because this is something that I got a lifetime plan for, because I did a collaboration with this tool a couple of years ago. So now I have it for free and I can use it. I have a lot of credits for emails and phone numbers that I can scrape. And they also have an API for me to use. But that's not all, because I also posted the first episode of one AI Automation a Day series in the form of a newsletter as well. But eventually, as you see here, this is done, everything else is done. The 2 main points, which were talk with investor and start a new daily automation series, are done. But is this done or not? Should I shave my head or not? Because again, I do have quite a few clients lined up already. And I also have Munjir, one of my past partners, that is now back and wants to partner with me. And he said explicitly that he wants to invest money on us. So you see the situation here. All the clients I got are basically partners that have money, and they also have put their money to use to get some stakes, some equity in a way on a longer term project. But does it fit the definition of a client? That was actually the main goal over there for the week. I'll let you guys decide. And week 8 will actually start with my new haircut, whatever it is. Which means you have full power here to decide over the result of this week's challenge. Regardless of my hairstyle, the one thing that won't change is that we will keep building. So, let's fucking go.